Hello, everyone, and welcome to Señor Hayes' Spanish course, Lección Ocho. So today we're going to be talking about the prepositional phrases, and we're going to do some verb practice and learn some new AR verbs. We learned about 20 AR verbs about 2 lessons ago. If you don't remember those verbs, you can click the link here. I have it set up to take you to the exact right video, right where you need to go. So just click the link and watch those verbs again if you need to. Otherwise, you can just move forward. So we're really building our vocabulary lately. Last time we learned about 30 nouns. Before that, we learned about 25 verbs. We're going to add in some verbs today, and we're going to get in some prepositional phrases. So we really have the building blocks of a sentence here once we get done with this. So we're going to be able to start making some real sentences pretty soon. Well, let's get started. All right, prepositional phrases of location. So we're talking about prepositional phrases that tell us where things are. There's about, I think maybe 10 or 12 that you'll be learning that are new today. So let's take a look at them. Al lado de, next to. Lado means side, so it's like at the side of. Al lado de. A la izquierda de. We already learned that one and used it a lot last time. That's to the left of. And a la derecha de is to the right of. So you know those two already. En is in or on. That's pretty easy. They sound almost the same. Cerca de, near. Con is with. You may have heard of dishes like pasta con broccoli or arroz con pollo. That's chicken with rice. Or pasta with broccoli. It's with. Con means with. Debajo de, under. Delante de, in front of. Detrás de, behind. Encima de, on top of. Entre, between or among. Lejos de, far from. Sin, without. And sobre, over or on. So those are the main ones that we're going to be using. So you may need to make some flashcards or watch the video again, but we are going to be using them a lot, so hopefully that helps you remember. All right, so here we have a picture. There's 3 elements to this picture here. There's a book and a table and some chairs. So do you remember the words for book, table, and chairs? We learned them last time. Book is el libro, table is la mesa, and chairs would be las sillas. So let's use some of those prepositions that we just learned. Why don't you describe the book? So tell me where the book is. You can use, there's a variety that you can use. So if you want, you can pause the video and write them down. And I'll just go over some examples here. There's more than this, but. El libro está en la mesa. The book is on the table. That's probably the most obvious. El libro está encima de la mesa. The book is on top of the table. El libro está sobre la mesa. The book is over on the table. And el libro está cerca de las sillas. It's near the chairs. I mean, it's near them. So those are 4 examples. There's lots that you could do. Let's look at. All right, let's look at now the table. So what are some sentences that you could say about the table? So if you want, you can pause the video and write it down. I'll go over some examples that I made here. La mesa está debajo del libro. The table's under the book. That's true. La mesa está entre las sillas. Right? It's among the chairs. The chairs are around it. La mesa está sobre las sillas. So it's over the chairs. The chairs are kind of under the table, so, that's true. La mesa está al lado de una silla. That's true too. So the table is next to a chair. Y la mesa no está lejos de las sillas. So now there's a negative. So the table isn't far from the chairs. It's not far at all. They're right there. And now let's do a couple sentences about the chairs. So again, if you want, you can pause it and write down some sentences on your own. How can we describe the chairs? Let's see. We can say, las sillas están debajo de la mesa. They're under the table. Las sillas están cerca del libro. They're near the book. Las sillas están alrededor de la mesa. That's a new one, actually. Alrededor. It means around, like surrounding. So the chairs are around the table. Las sillas no están encima de la mesa. So the chairs are not on the table. They're not. They're next to the table. So there's literally probably 50 or 60 you could make, but hopefully you made some of your own. Right? Okay, so let's do some more practice here. Here we have our people talking, so we're going to be using the nosotros form. And there's the desk, el escritorio. So what would go in that blank space? Nosotros, blank, el escritorio. What do you think? Nosotros estamos debajo del escritorio. So we need the verb, estamos, and then they're under the desk. So nosotros estamos debajo del escritorio. El lápiz y el sacapuntas. So we have the pencil and the pencil sharpener. So how would you describe that? Well, first we need a verb, right? So what's the form of our verb going to be? Está. So el lápiz está, what is it? Dentro del sacapuntas. El lápiz está dentro del sacapuntas. It's inside of the pencil sharpener. Alright, here we've got some notebooks and a pen. Do you remember these words? It's cuaderno and bolígrafo or pluma. So here's a question for you. ¿Los cuadernos están encima del bolígrafo? ¿Los cuadernos están encima del bolígrafo? So you answer. You can answer yes or no. Or no. Los cuadernos están debajo del bolígrafo. So I asked if they're on top of it, and they're not. So the answer would be no, they're below it. So you can say, ¿Los cuadernos están encima del bolígrafo? No. Los cuadernos no están encima del bolígrafo. Los cuadernos están debajo del bolígrafo. El bolígrafo está encima de los cuadernos. Okay, another question for you. Las fotos están en la pared. Las fotos están en la pared. Sí, están en la pared. Obviously, they're right there on the wall, so yes, they're on the wall. Notice you can drop the subject, because the verb tells us that it's a they, so. Okay, another one. La jirafa está en la mochila. La jirafa está en la mochila. Sí, está en la mochila. Okay, so here's our person talking. So we're going to be using the yo form. Alright, so we're asking, ¿Estoy cerca del libro? ¿Estoy cerca del libro? Alright, so answer it again using the yo form. No, estoy lejos del libro. He asked if am I close to the book? Then the answer, no, I'm far from the book. No, estoy lejos del libro. All right, so here's another activity about prepositions. So here, there's just a little bit of new vocab here. We've got, if you look at there's a telephone there. So we've got el teléfono, la cuchara, that's pointing to the spoon. A spoon is a cuchara. The coffee, I'm assuming that's coffee. We have el café. There's a plate, which is el plato. And a computer, which is la computadora, if you're in Latin America. Or el ordenador, if you're in Spain. So this is a part where I'd like you to pause the video and just come up with 10 sentences about this. So you can just describe the scene in any way you want. For example, you could say, la pluma está encima del cuaderno. The pen is on the notebook. So come up with 10 sentences if you can. And then when you're finished with that, you can push play. All right, so hopefully you made some sentences. These are some examples. You could be saying, el teléfono está a la derecha de la computadora. El café está encima del plato. La cuchara está al lado del café. El cuaderno está a la izquierda de la computadora. El teléfono está encima de la mesa. So there's just a lot you could do. La computadora está cerca del café. I mean, just there's limitless things there. So hopefully you got some practice in, and let's move on to some verbs. All right, so we're going to expand our vocab here, talk about some more verbs. Hopefully you checked out the other verbs that we talked about. I go ahead and post the link here right now in case you didn't and you need a refresher. Just click the link and it'll take you to the right spot on that other video. All right, so here's some more AR verbs. Caminar, that's to walk. Conversar, to converse, that's pretty obvious. Desear, to desire, to want. Dibujar is to draw. Enseñar is to show, like you show someone something. Explicar, to explain. Llevar, to wear something, to take it, to carry something. It's llevar. It's a pretty versatile verb. Necesitar, to need. Practicar is to practice, obviously. Preparar is to prepare. Regresar, to return. Terminar, to end, like a terminal. That's where the train ends. Viajar, to travel. So those are about 12 more, I guess. So if you have these verbs plus the verbs from the previous video, plus all the nouns that we learned last time and the prepositional phrases, there's a lot that we can talk about using that. So, well, let's do it. All right. So here's a photo. It's two guys in a park. So I'm just going to describe the photo. You just listen, and then we'll go over what I said. There's really no vocab that I'm going to be using that you haven't already heard, except maybe el banco. El banco is a park bench. So, all right, just listen and see how much you can understand. Los hombres conversan en el parque. Están en un banco. El hombre a la derecha lleva una mochila. La otra mochila está a la izquierda de los hombres. El hombre a la derecha habla y el hombre a la izquierda escucha. ¿De qué hablan los hombres? El hombre a la derecha explica una cosa muy interesante. Okay, so there's the text of what I said, just in case you didn't catch it also. We have los hombres conversan en el parque. Están en un banco, so they're on a bench. El hombre a la derecha lleva una mochila. See, he's wearing his book bag. Y la otra mochila está a la izquierda de los hombres. It's to the left of the men. El hombre a la derecha habla y el otro escucha. So the man on the right speaks and the other listens. ¿De qué hablan los hombres? So what are the men what do they talk about? El hombre a la derecha explica una cosa muy interesante. So the man on the right explains a very interesting thing. Maybe we didn't talk about that word cosa, but la cosa, that just means a thing. All right, here's another picture. So this is one that I want you to actually make some sentences about. So if you want, you can pause the video and write down maybe 5 or 6 sentences just describing the scene. All right, did you get your sentences? So I'm going to move on to go over some examples. All right, so here's just some examples. There's a lot you could put. Las personas estudian alrededor de la mesa. The people study around the table. They're studying, looks like. Las mujeres, the women, están entre los hombres, are between the men. Dos computadoras están en la mesa. El hombre habla a las mujeres. Las mujeres escuchan. El hombre a la izquierda mira la computadora. So there you go. There's a lot of things that you can do. So hopefully you got some practice in there. All right, and that's it for today. So hasta pronto. Hope you learned something. And again, happy to have you watching and listening. So I will be posting another lesson as soon as possible. Hasta luego.